Could Jerome Village become the next new Albany? Today, I'll show you 3 new construction homes for sale in the Jerome Village neighborhood in the Columbus, Ohio suburbs. While we tour the homes, I'll give you the Dublin, Ohio real estate market update and talk about a new development in the works that could make Jerome Village even more attractive to Columbus, Ohio residents by removing what is likely the biggest downside of living in Jerome Village. Here is our first home for today. Beautiful day today in Columbus, Ohio. Now this, actually I haven't been to this builder in a little while just because they don't have quite as many inventory homes that get completed because they sell prior to being completed, and they don't have quite as many model homes either. So I'm excited to finally get to show you all some of their homes today. So the first 2 homes will be by the same builder, and then we'll be looking at another home or 2 homes by a different builder. But so this particular home is for sale. It is listed at $704,990, so just over $700,000. And again, later on in this video, we'll be discussing a new development really close to Jerome Village that could really impact things around here. So when I saw the news about it, I thought, oh my goodness, that is really cool. And it could really make a big difference for people living out here and for people who want to live out here. So right over here, we do have our main level study. It is very nice. Love the doors. We do have 9-foot high ceilings in here. And those beams on the front of the home, oh my goodness, they look so nice. So I don't know if you can see, well, I'm sure you can see. So that building that's across the street there is the new Kroger that just recently opened up less than a year ago now. So the entrance, if you want to get out, just turn right over there. See the road there. You literally just go across the street and then you're into the parking lot for the Kroger, and then there's a few other places in there already as well. But so extremely convenient if you want to be able to go get groceries or just have anything that you're needing to do, get your hair cut, get a coffee. They do have a Starbucks over there inside the Kroger. Also, I'll go ahead and let you know, actually I'll do that later in the video. There was a new thing that I had never seen before. So it's new since the last time I was here, where they just didn't have the sign up yet. But there's a new thing that's right here at Jerome Village also. So that was exciting to see as well. Gorgeous 2-story great room here. Oh my goodness, love it. Love the huge picture windows too. Those look fantastic. Wow. And to be honest, I know some people don't like the idea of carpet in their living room. Here's why I'm gonna say that I like the idea of it, is because when you have a 2-story great room like this, it can get extremely echoey and loud. So I previously had a home with a 2-story great room, and that was when I only had 3 kids. And it would get extremely loud in there. And my kids are probably louder now than they were then, as far as a cumulative volume between all of my kids. And so it was, you know, a hard surface flooring rather than carpet. And so I think carpet will help to dampen the sound so it's not just loud and echoey in there. So this is a new section in Jerome Village. I actually have not been, I haven't shown you any homes in it yet. I've driven past the homes myself, but I have not actually shown you any homes on the channel. So I'm excited to get to be in here today to show it to you. I love this light fixture that they have here in the kitchen. That is so cool. You know, a lot of times on spec homes, and now obviously you might think, okay, it's $700,000. It would make sense for them to have a light fixture. But a lot of times on spec homes that are, you know, maybe 500, 600, they might just have recessed lights like you see over there above the island, and then just have a spot where you can add a light fixture. But I like the idea that they not only gave you a light fixture, but they gave you a really nice looking one too. So that is really cool. So here is our kitchen, really cool herringbone style pattern with the backsplash. Very nice. Obviously they don't have the faucet put in there yet. And I would imagine, I don't know for sure, yes, I hadn't peeked down. You've probably seen in some of my videos, occasionally there'll be like a sign on the island saying, hey, you know, due to new codes in Ohio, you can't any longer have an outlet on the side of an island because it's a hazard. A kid could run by, pull it off, something could fall off, hurt someone, strangle someone, something like that. So now they have to be up on top. So this would be something likely where you press it and it pops up to have an outlet come out of there. So that is why you see that like that. It's not just that someone put a random hole in the kitchen island, but this is a really great kitchen. Love the cabinets, love that backsplash like I mentioned already, as well as the countertops. Those are all really nice. Little step-in pantry. Let me show you too the view. I guess I should do it from over here so you can see. So for me, I'm looking into the lights a little bit just because I'm a little bit taller, about 6'3", 6'4", but you can see over here, you've got a nice view into the living room here. So this is a really cool floor plan. I actually have a client that I just met with a few days ago that this is one of their favorite floor plans. So one that they're interested in building. So just to give that social proof that this is a floor plan that is desirable. It's been a minute, well, not actually a minute, it's been a while since I have been able to show you this floor plan. They do have a model home of this floor plan, but it has been a while since I've been able to show it to you. So this is a lot of furniture in here in the garage. But so you do have a couple steps to get down into the garage. Now let's head on over this way. This is really cool looking. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you have 10-foot high ceilings in here. Oh wow, this is awesome. I love it. Oh, this is one of the best lower level rec rooms I've ever seen. Maybe the second best. There was one that had 12-foot high ceilings. It was also in Jerome Village. Maybe I'll link that one at the end of this video. Absolutely crazy, awesome looking room. I mean, it was phenomenal, but this is crazy too. I mean, I can reach 8 feet, no problem. And it is way up above where I can reach in here. So I love the fact that you have not just, oh, like this is a good sized window. Like these are giant windows and you are actually looking down. I mean, it almost looks like we're on the ground level. Like, I don't think this is below grade at all. I mean, maybe we could be below grade by an inch or two, but I mean, just to give you an idea, my knee can touch this ledge by getting my foot like an inch or two off the ground. So, I mean, that is really cool. You do not typically see that. Typically you might see like, okay, you know, the window starts about here, maybe even a little bit higher. It's like you can still see out into the backyard, but this is absolutely phenomenal. This does not feel like a basement at all. I mean, like I said, I think it's technically above grade. I hope you're having a great day so far. I just wanted to say welcome and thank you so much for watching. My name is David DeLuey with Red One Realty, your Columbus, Ohio real estate agent. If you want to know everything about living in Columbus, Ohio or moving to Columbus, Ohio, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss my new show every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I take you all over the Columbus, Ohio suburbs, showing you model homes and new construction homes for sale. That way you get a great idea what the Columbus, Ohio real estate market is like without ever leaving the comfort of your home. And if you're even thinking about buying or building a new construction home at any point, make sure you reach out to me before you talk to the builder or go tour their homes. Now, every builder has different rules, but with some builders, if you show up without me the first time you go to a model home or you start talking to them on your own, they won't allow me to help you throughout the process of buying a home. So if you want to make sure that you have representation from someone who has your best interest in mind, just make sure to reach out to me first before you go to any model homes or talk with any builders. And the great thing is there's no extra cost to you to work with me as your realtor, as the builders will compensate me and they don't give you a discount for not working with a real estate agent. And of course, if you're looking to sell a home or buy a home that isn't new, I'd be happy to help you with that as well. I've got people just like you reaching out to me all the time to help them buy or sell a home here in the Columbus, Ohio area, and I absolutely love it. To contact me, you can send me a text, give me a call, send me an email, or schedule a time for a video call by scanning the QR code on the screen with your smartphone camera, or you can also find a link for it in the description. I look forward to hearing from you soon to help you with your move to Columbus, Ohio. Let's get back to the tour. So really nice basement there. As you can see, there was almost like a crawl space area where you could still use for storage, or maybe if you had really little kids, they could go and play under there. But typically you'd just see that for storage sake, but then still a good space with 8-foot high ceilings for the typical part. Now that area that was just for storage, that was shorter, in some of the homes of this floor plan, you actually don't get that. It's actually walled off. So it is at least nice that you have that. That way, if you want to just use it for storage, you can. Obviously you don't have to use it if you don't want to. So really cool that you do have that as an option. It's kind of fun. See next door the basement and the foundation for the home that will be next to you. This is a good sized room right here. Very nice. And wow, oh my goodness, this is a massive walk-in closet. I was not expecting this. This is huge. Again, this is bigger than some closets in the owner's bedrooms. So that is very nice. So this particular home is a 4-bedroom. It's 2.5 bathrooms, and it's a little bit over 3,100 square feet. I like this vanity a lot. It is very nice. Love the cabinet color and the actual countertops as well as the faucets. It just looks very, very nice. And just in case you notice any random things, for example, this, in any new construction home, there'll be things like this. They're going to take care of that before closing. Just, there must have been an issue with it. So it's just not there right now. But so if you see anything throughout the home, rather than being concerned, they're like, oh my goodness, this home's falling apart. That's very typical, and they'll get it taken care of. If this is one, that you're interested in, or, you like the idea of the builder, that is extremely common. So this is, although it's not as big as the previous bedroom, this is still a really good sized room. You do have the 2 small windows up at the front. It's kind of funny. It's like, what are those 2 windows? I don't remember now on the front of the home how it looked. And then, oops. Sorry about that. Must have a little technical difficulties there. I looked down at the camera for a second, and all of a sudden I zoomed way in. So what I was saying was, you had that one window over there in the corner. And then of course you have your closet right there. And now for the 3rd bedroom, we have this one right here, which has the trio of windows. So this gives you a better view right here of the Kroger. So again, it's the building right across the street there. And again, that's the road right there. If you just go across the street, you go right into the parking lot. They do have a Kroger fuel center over there. I can kind of see a tealish looking building too. Let me zoom in really quick so you can see it as well. I'm not sure what that tealish colored building is. Maybe a bank, or it could be a little fast food place also. But they are increasing what is available over there, which is great. That's extremely convenient. And again, a little bit later in this video, we're going to go over the market update as well as the details about that new development that's really nearby that could make this area even more attractive, not only for you, but for other people as well, which in the long run could increase home values and make it more attractive as even an investment as your own home, because oftentimes people are thinking of, hey, I want to build in an area or get a home in an area where it's growing so that, in 10, 20, 30, 40 years, the home is worth a lot more. That way it's a good investment for you. And so I think it could definitely I mean, I like this area anyway, and I think it's going to grow in value over time. But seeing the social proof, so to speak, of new development coming to the area speaks to that even more. That it's going to be an area that not only is desirable now, because there's already a ton of people living here and a ton of homes being built, but will continue to be growing in desirability. So here's your owner's suite. Have the double doors coming in over there. And now this is on the back side of the home. So it gives you an idea of how close or far away your rear neighbor is, which it's a pretty good distance apart, which is nice. And there are builder incentives. What I'd encourage you is to reach out to me in regards to those. With some of the builders, it's a little bit more fluid what the incentives are. And so it's a little bit more difficult to explain via video. So if you have any questions or you're interested in this home, make sure to reach out to me. Again, this is a really desirable floor plan, really gorgeous home, as you have seen in this video. You have your private water closet. I love the fact too that they didn't just do this as the single vanity. You know, like they could have had 2 sinks here, and that, to me at least, would have felt too small. But so they have this, and they also have this one over here, which is really nice to have 2 separate vanities and still be a spacious vanity. Like, because that's not a small vanity. That's a good size right there. All right, so let's see what the closet situation is over here after having that really good sized closet in one of the secondary rooms. Okay, this is a good sized closet too. This is really big, really big, awesome. I know they have a similar floor plan to this where you can get a door going into the laundry room from inside the closet here, which I love personally. Obviously it takes away a little bit of your closet space, but I think it's worth it for the convenience of being able to go straight from your closet to your laundry room. I think that's really nice. And obviously you could add some more stuff on this wall too if you wanted, but really nice. So finally, we gotta see the shower. Oh, nice. I gotta back up. I started to open the door and then I realized, oh, I didn't really get you a view of it. This is really cool. So you have a transom window here. And you got very nice, clean, sleek, vertical tile in here. Got a bench, gorgeous herringbone pattern tile on the floor. And oh wait, here's another bench. And you've got the dual shower heads. So nice. I mean, this is a really great shower. Sometimes I'm concerned in these homes, it's like they have a nice higher price point and then the shower is a little bit disappointing. This one's not disappointing. I love it. This is a really great looking shower. And here's our next home. So this is still part of Jerome Village. It's technically across the main road. So we're just on the other side of where the Kroger is, on the other side of the main road. So technically speaking, this is actually in a different school district. This is in the Fairbanks School District. This section, this particular community is part of Jerome Village. But I know I did say I'm going to do the Dublin School District market update. So I am still going to do that, but just wanted to disclose to you that this technically is not in the Dublin School District. The first home was, but this home is not. So this is a little bit more of the more affordable homes over here. You'll see some of the finishes are not quite as nice in here. And then again, as well, because of the school district being different, the prices are going to be lower as well as your property taxes are going to be lower in here. But you still do have 9-foot high ceilings. So great flex room here at the front of the home. Obviously, you know, you could use it how you want to use it, but it'll be a great office here at the front of your home. And over this way, we do have our living room, which is a really good sized room. This home is listed right now right around $535,000. So that last one was a little over $700,000. This one, $535,000. Just to give you a little bit of an idea of where we're at. So really cool. I know obviously the last one had that gorgeous 2-story great room with the big picture windows. Well, with this one, you still have a really nice picture window and a pond view. How about that? This is not a picture, this is actually real life. That's an amazing view to have out the back of your home. But this is really spacious. So this reminds me of some of the builders that are maybe a little bit lower end than this one, as far as kind of the layout and how it's going. But it still just feels nice in here. So here is your kitchen. And I know in the last time I mentioned not being able to have the outlets on the side of the countertop, or sorry, on the side of the island, and it just had a hole. Well, here is what I'm talking about. So I just push down on that. So there's an outlet on that side, and then there's another outlet on that side. So then to hide it, when you're not needing it, you just push it back down. But so that is what that was for. So I just pushed it slightly to the wrong direction, so now it's flush again. In case you were saying, wait a second, it didn't go in right. So here you got your island with your sink and your dishwasher, obviously looking out into your dining area and living room. Very nice. And they do still have some things they're working on in here, obviously. See in just a second, I had to close the garage door before I started filming it. And you can see the garage door opener is not there at this time. So here is your walk-in pantry, which is very nice. And then you do have a nice mudroom area, nice drop zone. And you also have a family coat closet over here as well. And here is the aforementioned garage that does not have the garage door opener yet. But you get the idea, hopefully. So it was still nice and easy to be able to actually I was pulling it down. I almost said raise it up, but garage doors, if you haven't ever had to do that, it's nice because when you have the electric opener, you can disengage it so that if your power's out, you could open and close it. But because of having that coil, it's very easy to lift it up, or you got to be careful actually when you pull it down that you don't slam it down really fast, because it can be easy to do that. I don't think I showed you yet. We do have a powder room right here. So this is right next to your living room and dining room. There's your powder room, and you do also have a coat closet right here, convenient to the front door. So let's go check out the basement next. So as far as the market update is concerned, Dublin Schools, one of the highest rated, if not the highest rated school district in the Columbus, Ohio area. Obviously it might depend on which website you look at to see how they rank them. But generally speaking, Dublin is the #1 ranked school district in the area. So for June 2025, which is the latest as of 2 hours ago when I looked, hopefully they didn't update it since then, because they do update it around this time of the month. So it should update pretty soon in the next few days. So the average sale price from June this year compared to June last year is up 1.7%. The median sale price, however, is up 6.5%. So that's median is if you rank them in order from lowest to highest, what's the one that's right in the middle? So that way there's ones above it that are more expensive and ones below it that are less expensive. So the median is up 6.5%. And year to date, the average is up 7.6%, whereas the median year to date is up 11.2%. So basically the first half of the year, this year compared to the first half of the year of last year, 11.2% increase, which is huge. I mean, that is massive. One random thing to notice that I'm noticing down here, you see all this insulation on the wall. I feel like a lot of times in basements, it's pretty echoey. It is not echoey. And they also have drywall on the ceiling in here already. So that probably helps as well. But this is really cool that it doesn't feel like I'm in an echo chamber down here. You know, the air conditioning just kicked on, so it's making a little bit of noise now. But when I first walked down here, I felt like, wow, the sound, how I hear my voice is very unique in here. So this is also unique, the fact that you have 2 egress windows down here. So if you wanted to add 2 different bedrooms down here, you could do that and have legal bedrooms, which is really amazing. So getting back to the market update. So in June 2025, there were 106 sales. It's more echoey right here, just in the hallway now than it was when I was in the basement itself. Very unique, the difference. So 106 sales, and that's up 15% compared to last year. And year to date, the number of sales is up 6.2% compared to last year. So sales are up, price is up by quite a lot, to be honest. The average price per square foot is $249 per square foot. So if you remember a couple weeks ago, I was sharing the Olentangy School District pricing. Actually, maybe that was just last week. Might have been last week. That's right around the same as Olentangy schools, right around $250 per square foot. And the days on market before home sells, which is basically before it goes in contract. So if it goes in contract, then falls out of contract, the days on market accumulate again. But so the days on market until it sells was 26 on average. So less than 1 month. So that's still moving pretty quick. I know depending on what stats you see, things can look very different, you know, because I saw something recently that said Columbus, Ohio was one of the slowest markets in the country. And that was, who knows what, you know, if they were talking about just Columbus or the entire metro area or whatever. But in their stat, they were talking about like over 60 days on market, which was a year-over-year increase. That was what was causing them to classify it as being the slowest. It wasn't the number one slowest, but one of the slowest. But yeah, 26 days on market, that's still pretty quick. I don't know if you live somewhere else, you want to shout out in the comments where you live right now, or what your days on market are on average in your area. But there's definitely areas that are 2-3 months days on market. So less than 1 month days on market is definitely a quick moving market. There's only a 2-month supply of homes for sale, which again, for our area, balanced market, probably somewhere around 6 months supply of homes. So we only have 2 months supply. So if 0 new homes were listed for sale at the current pace, we'd sell out in 2 months, which is pretty quick. So it's a seller's market still, which again is why prices have gone up, because it is definitely still a seller's market here. Homes have sold for an average of 99.7% of the original list price. So not just 99%, 99.7%. So almost 100% of their original list price. So if you listed at 600, I didn't do the math, but you know, like maybe you saw it $599 instead. Because if you sold at 99% of your original list price, that would be $6,000 less. But so it's definitely a quick moving market. It's definitely a market that's still hot if homes are basically selling for whatever they're listed at in less than a month time. And so also, I know I mentioned that, you know, the median sale price has gone up. You might be saying, David, well, what is that median sale price? I'm so glad that you asked. The median sale price in June 2025 was $595,000. And ironically, the year-to-date median sale price is also $595,000 as well. So for the month of June and for year-to-date, both were $595,000. So just under $600,000. And yet this home here, which again, this particular home is not in the Dublin School District, although it is right near it. You would not be in the Dublin School District. So the previous home, I was gonna say, because this home is less than that. Well, come on, David, this is in a different school district. Caught myself, thankfully. But so the previous home was listed at $700,000, just about, and just to give you an idea. Whereas the median, so that's a little bit nicer than the median home in the Dublin School District was that previous one that we were looking at. Good size, new, nice home. All right, so here is now the owner's suite. So there are 4 bedrooms in this home, 2.5 bathrooms. It's about 2,500 square feet. And hopefully those market updates are helpful to you to get an idea, you know, what the real estate market is like, not just seeing what the homes are, but getting the data about it so you can see that, you know, depending on where we are in the Columbus, Ohio area, the market could still be extremely strong with prices appreciating. Oftentimes people are asking me, David, are prices going down? Well, I mean, there are people that have price reductions on their homes for sale. That definitely does happen, but that does not mean that prices are going down. It could just mean that that person listed their home for too much money because they're getting greedy, or because they're hoping that they can sell it for that much, or you know, maybe it's a home that they just bought last year and they're trying to bake in their costs of selling the home now. Who knows what the different things are. Maybe they thought Zillow said their home was worth a certain amount, so they wanted to try to sell it for that much, even though other homes aren't selling quite for that price. Who knows what the reason is. But anyway, homes are selling in general, though, in Dublin for 99.7% of that original list price. And that, you know, the median price, like I said, year to date, the median price is up 6.2% compared to last year. So that's 6 months of sample size, not just 1 month, which is a big deal to me because it's, let's see if I wrote down, 106 sales in June. So it might not be exactly 600, but you know, if we were just figuring that out, it's going to be hundreds of sales year to date versus just having 100 in 1 month. So here again, there's that view of your pond in the back. Very nice. And here's our final home tour for today. Again, this is just beautiful exterior. You know, this is a much more affordable home than is typical for a new construction home that would look like this. You got nice landscaping here. This home's priced right around $500,000. And you still have some beautiful brick here on the exterior, very nice pillars, just a great looking exterior. You got a lot of curb appeal with this home, which, you know, again, if you watch HGTV or anything like that, you always hear about curb appeal. You know, if you're looking at a home online, typically you're seeing the outside of the home first. So if you're ever trying to resell the home, you know, that's what people see first when they see the home. Same thing if you're watching my YouTube videos. If you have to click on, you know, the YouTube thumbnail to see the video, you typically see the exterior of the home. And so you get a lot of nice curb appeal. So really helpful to have that. So like I said, this home's listed right at around $500,000. It's a little bit smaller than the last home that we were in, and definitely smaller than the first home that we were in today. But I think you're gonna like it. You know, there's definitely still some nice features to this home. And if you just don't need as much space, but you like the area, this could be a great opportunity for you. And speaking of the area, in this home tour, we are going to talk about that new development that is coming nearby to Jerome Village that could really be a game changer for this area. Obviously, it'll be nice in general for people in the Columbus area as a whole, but I think it will really benefit people living in Jerome Village, also people living near Marysville as well. So obviously, we're in the main living area here. Kitchen is a bit smaller, but you still have the nice granite countertops. And like in the previous home, you do have your outlet on the island still, which is really nice. I'm super impressed. This is actually the first time in these two homes that I've seen a builder do this. So I am impressed. Good job by the builder to include that. Since they can't do it on the sides of the kitchen island anymore, they put it on the top, which is really cool because that is a big expense to drill a hole through and then have all the electrical in there and then have this device as well to be able to help accommodate that. So here is your main level powder room. Right off the kitchen here. Small drop zone area, not very much, but you could put a bench or something to put your shoes under. And here's your garage. but still decent space here for dining room table. You know, the living room is still a good size, even though it's not nearly as big as, you know, in how that first home felt, especially with the 2-story great room, but then also even the second home still had a good sized living room. And so here's your pantry. I was not expecting it to go back over that far. That's kind of cool. That way you can put some things you don't use as often over there, but you still have the extra space rather than not having the space. And then here is a coat closet right here. Very nice. So let's head on downstairs to the basement. So in regards to this new development, so if you're familiar, you've heard my videos talking about the Columbus, Ohio area. Dublin School District is one of the top areas as far as highest rated school districts are concerned. And then New Albany is another one that's a highly rated school district. And so one of the things about New Albany that I've talked about a couple times, but I don't talk about it a ton, just because there's not a lot of new construction homes in New Albany, so I'm not out there a lot to show it to you. But New Albany has an international business park where there are lots of businesses there. So businesses like Abercrombie and Fitch, their headquarters is there. Bob Evans Restaurant, their headquarters is there. Amazon has facilities out there. Facebook, Discover Card, Bath and Body Works, Google. There's a lot going out there. That's where Intel is building a chip manufacturing plant. So there's a lot going on in New Albany with this international business park. Big Lots was headquartered out there. So lots of different things in New Albany as far as businesses, and obviously that's jobs and, you know, corporate jobs. So just northwest of Jerome Village, where we are right now, this same company that developed the New Albany International Business Park, they're called the New Albany Company, they have purchased over 1,200 acres to build business parks in Marysville, just northwest of Jerome Village. So if you can imagine, you know, they already have the experience. It's not like this is a first-time development company. They have experience getting some big name companies, not just for data centers, not just for, you know, distribution center, but actual headquarters, corporate headquarters as well, out in their New Albany location. And they've bought a ton of land really close by here to Jerome Village. So my thought process is one of the big complaints that people have that might live here is, hey, if I want to get to work in Columbus, you know, what do I do for work? Unless I work from home, what do I do for work if I live in Jerome Village? That's a longer commute. So with this addition of the International Business Park, I apologize, it got kind of cloudy outside and I don't have the lights on up here. So that's why it's a little darker looking. But anyway, if you get this now business park here in Marysville, really close, just a few minutes away, now all of a sudden you have so much more opportunity for jobs, for corporate jobs, high-paying jobs, to be close by, to where, you know, you could be 10 or 15 minutes away from work at a great job while living in Jerome Village, versus feeling like, man, I gotta drive 30, 45 minutes to get somewhere. You know, if you're working in Dublin, that's another story. Dublin is not very far away from Jerome Village, but to have the additional job opportunities coming close by, I think is fantastic. Absolutely a game changer. And I wouldn't be surprised if, in addition to where we've been having, they actually call it the Jerome Village Marketplace. That's where the Kroger is. There's some high quality daycare centers that are there. There's a new fire department there. I just saw the medical center with an emergency room that's going in there. That's what was being built that I hadn't seen yet before. I mean, all sorts of places that are going in over there. I wouldn't be surprised with that growth that we continue to see more businesses getting started and developed here in the area, where it could really turn into this being a premier location in the Columbus, Ohio area for people to move to, because you have, like, rather than this just being a rural area where people live, that it could really become its own little hub where there's a lot of business activity going on here. There's a lot of nice restaurants going on here. It's more than just some neighborhoods, because a lot of times new construction, it just feels like oh, it's just some neighborhoods out kind of in the suburbs, out in a rural area where they found some fields. But then you don't always get the other development around it, or at least not for a while. So I feel like this has the opportunity. It's kind of like it's priming the pump to really get the businesses going, because that's going to put a bigger draw on people living in Marysville, put a bigger draw on people living here in Jerome Village, to have these additional business opportunities and job opportunities really close by. So here's now your owner's suite. Here is your walk-in closet. Anyway, I feel like that's a game changer. It's going to be a really big deal. I wouldn't be surprised if more businesses follow suit and development. I mean, this area in general has been booming as far as new construction out this way toward, between Dublin and Marysville. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot more begin to happen as more and more people try to move out this direction. I mean, Jerome Village, there's already so many homes out here, and there's there's more and more homes getting built, more and more neighborhoods starting. The builders, when they sell it in one phase, they're just moving to another phase. So it's really exciting to see if you like the idea of areas growing. And this is even more of it, right? More excitement, more growth, more business, more jobs. Really cool to see what's happening here. If you like this video, make sure to check out this video right here, or you can see the one that YouTube thinks you'll like right over here. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next week.